Hey guys, wanted to make this video to show you what I eat in a typical day, just to give you some ideas and kind of show you how I do things. So right now I'm following the container plan, Ultimate Portion Fix. I've also followed To Be Mindset, so I highly encourage you to go check out both of those programs if you have access to them and choose the one that's going to be the best fit for you. I kind of go back and forth. Right now I'm using the container, so here is what I'm having for my first meal of the day. So I personally do intermittent fasting. This is not something you have to do. It's just what I have found works best for me and I like doing it. On most days, I will break my fast around 11 a.m. Today, I am breaking it a little bit later because I just wasn't hungry this morning. I was doing things and then I worked out. So now I'm about to have my breakfast. Here I've got oatmeal with blueberries and coconuts. So the oatmeal counts as my yellow container. The blueberries, I actually used only a half cup of blueberries, so that's half of a purple container. And I used an orange container of coconut flakes. And then for my protein, I've got an omelet. So this is 2 eggs, that counts as a red container. I've got a blue container of cheese and a whole bunch of spinach. Also, I cooked it in oil, so that counts as a teaspoon. So all together here, I've got a red, yellow, green, a blue, an orange, half a purple, and a teaspoon. For lunch, I've got leftover chicken from last night, a little bit of sauteed onions because we had chicken fajitas, half of a raw orange bell pepper, a small apple cut up, and some Red Hot. So this is going to count as a red, a green, purple, and hot sauce is free. Also wanted to share one of my favorite tips if you're following the container plan. Plan backwards. So if you know what you're gonna make for dinner, which I would highly recommend having a plan for what you're gonna make for dinner, log that first so you know which containers you're going to use, and then you work backwards from there for your other meals throughout the day. So you'll never end up, hopefully, at the end of the day with like the most random containers left, like a blue and an orange or something. Like that's not a meal. So for dinner, always I have a protein and a veggie, and usually a carb too. So a red, a green, sometimes a yellow. Currently on the plan that I'm on, I get 2 yellows a day. So I either have it at breakfast and lunch or breakfast and dinner. So that's what I did today. My lunch, I did not have a carb. I had it with my breakfast and I'm gonna have it with my dinner. So for my dinner, I actually already logged it earlier today. We had salmon, sweet potato, and for a vegetable, I made roasted broccoli. And then I also had a half cup of blueberries because I only had a half cup earlier, if you remember. So that's a half of a purple container. And another tip, if you want to save something for like a little dessert after dinner, like save one of your purples, save a fruit or something. And then if you want to have treats, the way it works is you can have treats. Go watch the Ultimate Portion Fix videos, but long story short, the way it generally works is usually a treat counts as a yellow container. So like a glass of wine would count as a yellow. A serving of potato chips would count as a yellow. Those types of treats, those count as yellows. And these aren't strict rules, like just, you don't have to be perfect, do your best. But if you want some guidelines, generally speaking, you can sub those out 2 to 3 times per week. So let's say, for example, I want to have 2 glasses of wine on Friday night. That will count as 2 of my yellow containers, and only 2 to 3 times a week can I sub out one of my healthy yellows for one of my treat yellows. If that makes sense? Just a couple final tips. Make sure you're tracking so you can use the Nutrition Plus app, separate app from Beachbody On Demand. Use the Nutrition Plus app if you're on an iPhone to track your containers. And most importantly, don't feel like you have to be perfect. Just do the best that you can. I'm not perfect. I never aim for perfection. Don't let it stress you out. Just try it. And it's going to take you some time to get the hang of it. Eventually, this way of eating will probably just come pretty naturally to you. But just don't beat yourself up if you're not perfect and just do your best.